Hello and welcome to Mollie's Motif. This is Emily and today I'm putting together a card. I'm going to be giving it to my sister-in-law, but I'm also going to be entering it into a couple of different challenges. Paper Playtime has issued a color challenge to use red, blue, and yellow, and An Inky Situation has issued a challenge to use an owl. So when I was going through my cartridges to figure out which owl image I wanted to use, I came across the two different owls that are in Paisley, and they are really cute. So there's on page 42, there's this fun little owl, and then on page 43, there's another cute little owl, and this is the one that I'm going to be using, on page 43. And when I saw it, it already is basically the red, yellow, and blue, so I just cut them out just kind of as it states in the handbook. So what I'm going to do is just show you how I'm going to layer him together in the color, the cuts and the colors that you use for the different cuts. So we'll try to do this. So the base cut, and I've cut him at 3 inches. So the base cut that you use, that you cut out, is just going to be the black. And then your shift key, your shift base, is going to be the blue, the body of the owl. And then the layer 1 cut is the wings and kind of around his eyes. So I've cut that out of red, and that just goes, you just layer it on top. And then shift layer 1 cuts out his ears. So you're going to layer it like this. And then it also, that shift layer 1 cuts out the 2 flowers that go on his wings, like that. And then layer 2, just your base layer 2, are his eyes, his white eyes. So that'll go there. And then shift layer 2, you cut out of the yellow for his beak, the little centers of the flowers, and then his feathers and his claws. So I know that was kind of a quick little demo of how you layer them, but that's the process that I use. But I think what I'm gonna do, you can't see the black because it's not perfectly layered, but I think with his eyes, I'm gonna actually put a couple buttons for his eyes. I think that's what I'm leaning towards doing that. So I'm gonna keep the white there, but I think I'm gonna kind of use these funny buttons for his eyes. So that might be what the finished card will have on there. I haven't 100% decided. And I'm also going to be putting my owl on an Action Wobble. And I don't know if you have played with these or seen these, but they are awesome. And I'll show you how I attach that and get it on the card when I get to that point. But that's just kind of the layering for this cartridge and this image off the cartridge, off of Paisley. And I did cut a shadow. I'll show you here. I did cut a shadow at 3 inches, but it was way big. Like, if you can see that, like, I think it's too much of a shadow. I've kind of complained about that before on a different cartridge. I just think it's just too big of a shadow to use, so I'm not going to use that. But anyway, sometimes I just think that, and I didn't play around with trying a different size to see if it would work better. I just decided just not to even to do the shadow. So anyway, that's the owl that I'm going to be using, and it's found on page 43. So with that, I'll go ahead and show you how I'm going to be putting the rest of my card together. I'm starting just with a standard A2 size card in just a fun sunshine yellow, and then I've got just kind of a darker turquoise mat that will go down on top of that. And then all my pattern paper I'm pulling from the Happy Harvest pack from Doodlebug Designs, and I did get this from the Scrapbooking Queen on Facebook, and I've pulled it from it before, but I love it. I love these images. Just the colors are awesome, and the pattern paper is just perfect for fall. So fun. So that's where I'm going to get my paper from, and this is what I'm going to be using Isn't this awesome paper? I love it. I love those owls. I love the colors. Just perfect for this card. So I was way excited when this all just kind of started coming together. And then I have another mat that I'm going to be putting down on my card, and this is also from the same pack. It's a maroon red colored, but it's a wood grain pattern. I'm trying to see if you can see it. I'm not sure, but it's really cute, and I thought that would be perfect as well for this card for my little owl. And then I've got some ribbon, just some fun colored, you know, flowery ribbon I'm going to be putting down, and that is coming from American Crafts Premium Ribbon. I'm sure I got it for $1 from Joann's or somewhere. So that'll go down there. And then my owl, I will just kind of perch him on that ribbon. And like I said, I'm going to be putting him on an Action Wobble. So I don't know if you've ever seen an Action Wobble, but you basically just take off the backing, and it tells you which side is up and which side goes to your image and which side goes down. So, and you just place it on the back, just like that. And then when you put it on the card, he'll, you know, it'll work when I put him on the card. So anyway, that'll, yep, he'll be there on that little wobble. And then also from that same page 43 in Paisley, the little word that goes along with this owl, it's WOOT. So when I see that, the only thing that comes to mind is, you know, when you're excited about something, you go woo woo. So that's why I'm using that, because that's what came to my mind, and I may be totally off with that, but and the card that I'm making is a congratulatory card for my sister-in-law, because she just got offered an adjunct position at the university to teach a class. So I thought that was kind of exciting, but it's a big old secret, but my mom told me anyway. So hopefully no one in my family watches this video. And so yeah, I'm just gonna be putting those two words up at the top, so you know the owl's all excited and just doing a little dance on the front of the card and going woo woo. So anyway, that's kind of my silliness. And then, oh yeah, his wacky eyes. Totally don't even know if I'm going to do that. I don't know if I'm going to do that, but it's different. It's kind of fun. I'll figure it out. But anyway, this is kind of where my card's going. And I do have the inside figured out, so I'll just get this put together and then I'll come back and show you what the inside's going to look like. Okay, so here's my finished card. I really like how it turned out. I decided against the buttons, mainly because I think it matches better with the owls in the background, those, you know, big, bright, white eyes. I think it worked out better leaving the buttons off. And then my two words, I cut those out at 3/4 of an inch, and I did cut a shadow, and I think that worked out really well, and I did pop both of those up on one thickness of foam tape. So here's the front of the card. Super cute. And then the inside, very simple, just did a basic mat, and then a couple strips of that pattern paper at the bottom. I stamped congrats on there with my color box chestnut ink, and the stamp set that I used is a stamp set from TPC Studio. It's called Greetings, and that's just what it is. They're just fun greetings in different fonts. And I had never used the congrats, so I was excited to be able to use that, because I've had this stamp set probably the longest out of all of them. I think it was one of my first ones that I ever got. So, but I really like it. I think it turned out really cute. I'm excited to give it to my sister-in-law. And like I said, I'm going to be entering this into a couple different challenges, Paper Playtime and an Inky Situation. I'll be linking this up over there. And I really appreciate you taking the time to watch my video. I have a lot of fun making them, and I'd appreciate any comments or feedback that you'd have for me. And you can check out my blog at smalliemugsblog.blogspot.com, and we will catch you next time.